Hello and welcome to the inaugural, the very first Maverick Games live stream, coming to you live from the backseat of the Maverick MULTIPLA inside the Maverick Games office. We're going to be taking a look at Clutch. This is our very first game. There it is from the outside. That's what it looks like. This is genuinely real. We're going to be taking a look at Clutch. We're going to be looking at loads and loads of gameplay. You're going to see way more here than we've ever showed previously. We are effectively going to be running through the opening of the game. You're going to see absolutely loads. It's going to be really exciting. You're going to get some inside stories. You might see some bugs. This game is a long way from done. I'm Mike Brown. I am creative director here at Maverick Games. Joining me, all cozy, on the backseat of the MULTIPLA is...
It's cozy, isn't it? Hi, I'm Ben Penrose. I'm the art director here at Maverick Games.
And I'm Andy Baranowski. I am the car curator.
The car curator. And for today, Andy is our driver. And honestly, that might be the last time you hear his voice. Andy is going to be focused on keeping the game going, making it all look really good. And we will speak to him. Maybe if you pop things in chat, we'll pass those questions to him. But don't expect to hear his voice again. You're probably not going to hear from Andy. He's going to be locked in, focused on making the game look ace.
Try not to crash.
And as it's going to take a sec to load, Andy, do you want to hit X and start that off? As mentioned, we are going to intro you to the game in the way that the game intros itself. So we're effectively going to play through the first hour or so of the game. We're going to jump around a little bit. We will do a few things in the interest of time, but for the most part, you're going to be experiencing it as intended, as designed, and we'll talk through some of our thinkings as we go. So the game begins in London. This is around 15 years before our main story, where we're going to meet the stars of our game. That is Theo and Cass We're going to meet them in the backseat. Well, you know what? I'm going to let the game do the talking. I'm not going to spoil it before the game says it. Fun fact before I shut up and let the game talk. Young Theo, this little chap here, he's played by my son. So that is my son, also called Theo. And with that, I'll let the game talk.
You want to be an adult? Okay, I'll treat you like one. By the time a kid is 8 years old, the odds of me finding them a foster home are maybe 5%. And people talk. You get a reputation for running away, acting out. Soon that 5% goes down to 0. And you're right there, Theo. You're on the edge. And you're bringing your sister with you. I'm going to go back in there and talk to them. Then you're going to come in and apologise. Understand?
What's the point?
Point of what, Theo? Family?
Yeah. She's right, Theo. We need a family. Theo, stop. Theo, stop!
And just to fill you in what you were seeing there, so young Theo and Cass in the backseat of the MULTIPLA, getting a bit of a telling off from their social worker. They've been playing up again. Theo had tried to run away again. They were getting a telling off. Another foster place has not worked out for Theo and Cass. And after getting that telling off, Theo's thought, do you know what? We're going to run away again. And he's climbed over into the front seat and he's jumped behind the wheel of his social worker's Fiat MULTIPLA.
Multipla inside a multipla.
But as is often the case when little kids try and run away, they don't really get that far. He didn't really have a plan that went beyond take car. We now jump forward in time. So whereas that was set, obviously while our main characters were kids, at some point before the events of the main game, we're now seeing after the main story. So this sequence actually takes place after the main story, where we now meet Theo, adult, master of his powers, and at this point actually is kind of full vigilante.
That we're now not in the UK anymore. You can tell because it's not raining. So we're in the glorious south of France.
Looks hot, so not too different. So.
That's true, actually. It's blistering here. But yeah, this is now in the south of France. This is part of our open world that we're now in. That Andy's driving through.
Assuming you managed not to raise the alarm, I'm ready to meet you at the rendezvous.
Yeah, fine. Do you reckon these guys will leave me alone if I explain the score of good course?
Sterling idea. pull over and try. Not to rush you, but I do have dinner plans.
Yeah, hang on, Percy. I'll think of something.
Oh, yes, I know. You always do.
Good drive in. That's why we bring you here.
Okay, so now we're going to jump forward, back slightly, aren't we, to a moment where Theo is in one of the street races that appear in the game. So this is with a group called the Midnight Collective, which you may have already heard us talk about a little bit in the past. But the Midnight Collective is the street racing group in the game. This is a race type that happens that for us has got a bunch of lore around it, where we present not just the race itself, but also the concept of this all being live streamed as it's happening. So as you're racing through these moments, you'll be being watched by a group of people on a live stream, and you'll start to see all these cool reactions coming through from the people watching the race, and they'll react as you would expect from when you pull off a cool stunt. You'll see them react accordingly, and we'll have a little bit more detail on how some of that stuff works when we get a little bit further into the demo. We're also in a part of France as well here, which is another urban location that is not Monaco. So this in our game is called Corinne, and it's more of a fictional space, this one, based off of some areas. If you're familiar with the local area, it's loosely based off of an area called Cagnes-sur-Mer.
All right, we'll now do a little time jump again, and we're going to meet Cass for the first time. So this is the player's first chance to play with Cass, and also this is their first chance to get a feel for some of the off-road play in Clutch. Again, as with the previous sequence we saw, this is a part of our open world, so this is somewhere that you'll be able to go and explore as part of the open world of Clutch when you jump into the game.
Just the scenic drive, nothing major. You love the smell of lavender, right? Yeah, right.
We all hold our breath there because there is a bug when you take these jumps.
We might get it.
Yeah, no, he just about held it. Just about held it. Yes, there is a bug that can cause the car to very unnaturally spin at that point. But well done, Andy. You held it.
You can see it's landed quite hard though. That bumper at the back is fairly loose now. It's hanging on by a thread. That way.
The cheap build quality is pretty good.
Okay, right, so now we are going to go up to present day. So this is kind of where I guess the big story that we're going to tell in this game really starts to take place. In this moment, Cass and Theo are taking part in the Riviera 1K, which is the sort of the biggest sporting institution in our gaming world. This is something that all the people of Monaco and the surrounding area, and the world in fact, are completely obsessed with. Cass and Theo are part of the team Celeste Marshall, and it is run by their adopted father here, who is Ludo. And Ludo is played by an amazing actor called Gregory Montel, who anybody from France that's watching this right now might be familiar with Gregory. So he's been in a lot of French cinema and French TV, and does a fantastic job of playing Ludo, he's an interesting, complicated character. Sometimes comes across as a better coach than he does a father.
Wait. Good idea. Wave.
We lose.
He had a daughter.
Yes.
No, that's okay. Top 3 is fine. Okay.
Hey, come here. The zip's low.
Oh, where would I be without you?
Hey.
Hey, Miko.
It's your lucky day. May got disqualified, so your brother will be losing to me by 7 places, not 8.
Oh my days, this weird guy is trying to talk trash to me. Get out of my head, man. What's your kid doing there?
Uncle Theo.
What's up, little man?
I don't know, maybe he has something to tell you?
Oh, yeah?
You're sloppy off the line and you lack proper commitment on the first corner.
Oh. Fuck you, little man.
Any advice for me?
So
Nah, you're better than
there's a
your
couple of other things that are worth mentioning with the R1K that we're pretty proud of. So we worked really closely with a real-world F1 designer, livery designer that is. So they helped us come up with all the great cool livery designs that you see on all the cars. So all those teams are ever present in every single race that you'll do. So you'll be racing against those same teams in each of the R1K events that you take part in. And as well as that, we actually did a load of work with our narrative team. So we spent the time to think about the R1K and its history. So if you go around and you speak to, hopefully most members of the team here, they'll be able to tell you who was the champion of the R1K back in 1984, all the way through to
Who was the champion of the R1K in 1984, Ben?
I think it was. Wasn't it Ludo at that point?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dug yourself out of that one. Well done.
So another thing to mention there in that cutscene, we did meet a new character. That was Miko, who is Theo's best friend, and he is the current champion of the R1K. He's a little bit older than Theo, and something of a mentor character for him.
I expect you to make up time on this sector.
And I guess also in stark contrast to the stuff that you see in the street races, this is as you see, it's like proper traditional motorsport racing. So it's all about taking the best line and doing all the things that you would need to do to be great in a proper motorsport race.
Also worth mentioning, which if you were paying attention, you might have spotted. A completely different UI style in the different modes as well. So in the Midnight Collective ones, it has that kind of live stream aesthetic, whereas here it's more inspired by like professional sports broadcasts, so Sky Sports, ESPN, those sort of things. Just give it that kind of like very professional motorsport aesthetic. And from there, we're now going to meet a new character. This is George McBride. He is the CEO of the R1K. This is a couple of days after the crash, and we're now going to kind of see the aftermath of what happened after what we've just seen.
Myself, I told people I knew the risks. I said I knew what I stood to lose. But it's the ones who are left behind who lose the most. If the R1K cannot be made safer, I will drive a stake through its heart. Because this race cannot and will not be allowed to ever hurt another driver. Not under my tenure. We have 2 drivers dead. 3 more in intensive care. I understand that the R1K is historic, its 100th year, but changes have to be made. Automated driving systems are now fully capable of... Automated driving systems are now fully capable
Mr. McBride,
of...
you're talking about AI? Letting computers drive the cars instead of people?
No, absolutely not. But traction control, brake assists, collision detection. We use automated systems in commercial vehicles because we care about the safety of our civilian drivers. Don't we care about our drivers too? They're our family.
Given your history, your injury, can you be impartial on this?
My history makes me biased towards keeping my drivers alive. Thank you.
If we had this before, Miko wouldn't be dead.
And what do you think, Dad?
I think now the sport is dead.
This feels like a nice time to mention music, as you're hearing a beautiful, swelling piece of music just now. So, with the exception of the Robbie Williams track that opened the game, all the rest of the music you've heard so far was composed by our in-house composer, Dave Fox, and it was all performed, as you can hear right now, by a real-life orchestra that was recorded up in Glasgow. There is also a live band element that was recorded down in London, and you'll see that blend in and out as we play through. We are going to need to quickly pause now whilst Andy switches on streamer mode, because due to an issue, this is the first point in the game he's been able to do that. There is also a full licensed catalogue of music, but for the purposes of today's stream, we've had to turn that off for reasons that I'm sure you can understand. But yes, there is a full, almost film scores worth of original composition that will soundtrack all of the kind of key dramatic moments throughout the game, all of our cutscenes, a lot of our missions as well.
Cool. Yeah, and another cool thing that's worth mentioning here, perfectly teed up actually, because it's a perfect moment. The lighting system in this game, we spent a long time really making it sing. So we're making use of something we call sky capture technology. So we take lots of beautiful high-resolution photography of a sky over a 24-hour period, and then that drives our day-night cycles in-game. The really cool thing about the way we're using it in this game is that we also get to plug that into Lumen, which is something that's obviously a key part of Unreal 5, and it's just been amazing because it means all of that great data gets bounced around the scene, and you get all lovely bits of ambient light everywhere where you'd want it, ambient occlusion, all that stuff really sings, and it also makes all the materials in the game just really look like the real life counterparts. So tarmac glistens as you'd expect at this time of day, all the metalwork on the cars look fantastic. So yeah, props to the lighting team because they've done some absolutely incredible stuff.
Unfortunately, I'm just going to have to mention to our production team that our monitor has turned off. The one here with the Discord questions on it. If somebody could come and help us out with that, that'd be cool. Otherwise, we can't answer anybody's questions, and then you'd ask why even do it live. So another element which to our soundscape, so we have the original compositions, we have our licensed soundtrack, which is split up into playlists, each designed to match a particular driving mood that you might be in. That's also supported by a suite of podcasts that allow us to meet other characters in the world, hear a little bit about how the events of our story are impacting on all those other characters that you'll meet. One of those, I think, is going to queue up in a moment. Is that right, Andy?
Yeah, we have our first live moment bug of the day.
Live bug.
Alex Ashcroft podcast hasn't fired.
Yes. So it will trigger, I think, in approximately 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So we will go quiet for a minute and let you listen to Alex and hopefully fix our technical issue here with our screen of Discord questions. It was asking me to log in with a fingerprint, but that's not my laptop, so I was unable to do that. Right, there we go. I guess we can actually take a question from Discord. So if you are in the Clutch Discord, it's a perfect opportunity to jump in there, meet the community, chat with the devs, ask us questions, and right at the top of the screen we've got other than driving, how else can we interact with our cars? That's a weird question, isn't it?
So many ways.
Obviously, as we've talked already, we have a full and deep suite of car customization options. I think to a level that we're really pretty proud of, we think it's really going to excite you. We have a photo mode, we have a video editor mode, so you can create little clips, you can create photo modes. But I think one of the cool things that's worth mentioning at this point is you also have some additional almost role-play options that allow you to kind of act like a bit of a car nerd. You can turn on and off your headlights, you can go full beams if you want, you can use your turn signals. And in some scenarios, you can use those to troll the NPC characters as well. So if you flash your high beams at another car, then you can dazzle them, and maybe they have a bit of a wobble. If someone's chasing you, if you know that you're going to turn right, but you indicate left, then you can bamboozle the people chasing you, and they will obviously think you were going to go left because that's the way you were indicating.
Insert generic BMW driver joke here as well.
Just no turn signals.
No turn signals.
I guess that would also work as well.
Cool. Should we mention what's about to happen here and where we are?
Yep.
So we've just pulled up to Theo and Cass's villa. So this is actually a space you'll be able to explore on foot as well. So this is a space where you'll be able to go in, customize your character, and a whole host of other things actually, which we'll leave for later on. But you can see, like, Theo and Cass, they're living a pretty great life. They've got a pretty amazing place. It's got some great views over Monaco as well, as you can see. But yeah, we're now about to enter the villa, and basically after the events of what have just happened, the family are getting together to discuss what the heck's going to happen next.
Ça c'est de la merde.
Guys.
Jesus. Hey, Theo. They just sent their new directives.
I know where this ends. Empty cars, no drivers, no sport.
Guys.
Maybe we should just file a complaint.
When a plane crashes, they don't ban pilots. Racing is about courage. It's about risk. The very things that make a life meaningful.
Guys. I'm done.
Don't be stupid.
Well, after something like this, keeping a routine is probably healthy.
I'm done. For the rest of the year at least, maybe longer. I don't even know.
You have sponsors. You have a contract. You have promotions. So you stay. We have to keep the sport alive.
Mika's dead, Dad. I'm done.
He died. You lived. If you don't race, what are you leaving for?
What am I living for? Jesus Christ, it's just a race!
Theo, both of you, just chill!
The Marshal Celeste legacy will not be that we walked away and let our sport die.
I don't care about our legacy!
Theo, it's...
No, chill!
Ah!
Get out! Out! And you'd better be on the track first thing.
As we said, sometimes better coach than father.
Yes. So yeah, definitely more. It's funny, isn't it? Just like they get out. They just remember, oh God, I've got training in the morning. Make sure you're at the training track in the morning.
Also, just told him to leave his own house.
Yeah, that is also a funny thing. I think you actually saw a really nice bit of performance there. So Theo is played by Tosin Cole. Tosin just gives an incredible performance in this game. We honestly really fell in love with Tosin from the very, very first time we got him to kind of even read the bio of the character. You kind of just got who this guy is. And Tosin as an actor can push it all the way from like funny and charming and charismatic over to kind of has that intensity that we've just seen. He has a little bit of an edge to him, and he's able to just move between those different moods in a way that just feels so real. In that moment there, I think you see that really nice bit where Ludo tells him to get out of the house, and this wasn't in the script, it was kind of just a choice that Tosin made, where you can see the cogs turning, where Tosin's thinking, he goes to answer back to his clearly angry dad, and he just thinks better of it, and he kind of like, he decides not to do it, and he walks out. And as Ben points out, he was being told to get out of his own house, and that's probably what he was going to say. This is my house, you get out. But obviously realised, you know what, it's fine, I'm just going to go for a drive.
All that stuff about
Should we also mention Sims here as well?
I think that's a great shout.
Yeah. So Cass is played by Little Sims. So I'm assuming this is a name that a lot of people are going to recognise, but she's basically the biggest hip-hop star in the UK, biggest rapper in the world right now. She played Coachella last year, or this year, was it? And she was on the main stage at Glastonbury the year before. But she's also done some amazing acting work, and she is an incredible actor as well in this. So she was in Top Boy. She's been, remind me, there's loads of things.
Last year she had a film movie alongside Cillian Murphy on Netflix. It was called Steve. She was in the second Venom movie.
Yeah, but she just, as we were saying, she's just amazing performance as Cass. We're totally convinced that people are going to fall in love with her as a character. She's got a real sort of level of sensitivity to the way she plays the role that just feels super authentic. And I think that also the dynamic between her and Tosin, I think, is great, because obviously they're friends in real life. For people who don't know, they've worked with each other in a bunch of different ways in the past, and you can really tell that they know each other when they have those moments on screen together. Also, cool moment here as well, because this was a question that I got asked a couple of times when we were showing this in LA not so long ago. But that stuff you can see in the background there, that is all part of the world that you can explore. That's not a background. That is actually part of that Cagnes-sur-Mer based area, Corinne, that we were racing through in the intro.
R1K.
Yeah, she's my sister.
Oh, you're Theo Marshall.
And you're the podcast guy. I recognize your voice.
Whoa. You really listen to my show? You're not gonna kill me, are you?
Too many witnesses. We do make some good points, though. About me, the R1K. Hey, how long has she been coming?
A while. I guess she gets something here she doesn't there. Hey, Marshall! Want to try her out?
Why not?
Cool. So, in that moment there, we talked over some of the dialogue that explains it. But basically, after that altercation between Cass, Theo, and Ludo back at the villa, Cass goes to basically escape to the Midnight Collective, which is something that she's been a part of now for a little while, and obviously Theo sort of followed up there and stumbled upon this himself. But this is our first sort of introduction properly to Alex as well, who is the sort of the figurehead for the Midnight Collective. And this is also another one of those spaces that we were talking about before, similar to the villa, where you do get to walk around as Theo and inspect and look at all of these wonderful cars. So this is a space where you'll see lots of customized cars, you'll see lots of other people's designs and builds here. And another great thing about Unreal here is that thanks to the nanite stuff, we get to show all these cars at a ridiculous level of quality all the time. So all of the stuff that you've seen in some of our previews, all of that detail is in here, and you'll be able to go up and inspect it.
Yeah, and that's true for every car. If you just give us a few minutes here, Andy, just walk around and kill some time so we can do some more describing what's going on. So at the moment, obviously, we're playing through the story, and this is the very first time we arrive at a car meet. But a cool thing to know is, as you've just seen, this is a place you can buy cars. In this game, when you're buying a newer car, there'll be car dealerships that you can visit in the world. So if it's a more recent release, there are luxury dealerships where you can go pick those up. If it's an older car, then you pick those up through the car meets. And as you're revisiting the different car meets in the world, that's how you'll pick up older cars like the RX-7 that Andy just brought. And I think, to Ben's point, it's worth mentioning, all of these cars that look like background, all of them are the exact same high fidelity as the player cars. Yeah. Before you hit that, before you do that, let's do some of these questions. Otherwise, we're not gonna get a chance. So let's take a look what we've got here. There's one about camera angles. So I guess when you're in the race, Andy, if you just can show people the different camera angles that are available, and we can talk through what's going on in those. There's one about how sense of speed has been considered throughout the game. We do have a podcast coming up where we're going to talk a little bit more about vehicle physics, which sort of touches on this. Obviously, it's a game where you are behind the wheel of a car, and sense of speed is incredibly important in that. I think you're getting a sense of that as you see it here. There's so many actual elements to that in terms of the camera physics, camera behavior, the lens behavior, the way that you build out the world. We could talk about that for a really long time, so I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to come back to that question at a later date, because I think that merits a better demo where we kind of show you some of the stuff in engine maybe, and maybe even go deep and actually look at it in the Unreal side as well as the game side. Mm-hmm. Speaking of, the next question is about the game engine. It says, what were some of the changes made to the game engine that you spoke about? I think that's referencing the reveal where I talked about it being a custom version of Unreal Engine 5. And it is. We have done a ton of work to add functionality to base Unreal 5, which is a starting point, is a pretty powerful engine. As you're seeing this, you're going to be seeing, you've already seen loads of that work. Ben's already talked about the work we've done on lighting, but that extends to other things as well, such as weather effect. And you know, Ben's actually better than me to talk about this. So.
Yeah, I can talk about a few things. So actually, you touched on it already, but as well as the lighting model, which is pretty custom, we also do a lot of stuff with camera lens. So myself and one of our lighting artists, Shaka, had a lot of fun nerding out on cameras and certain camera profiles at the beginning of this project. We knew we wanted a nice cinematic look to everything. So in all the cutscenes and all the gameplay cameras as well, we've really sort of spent a lot of time mimicking some of the qualities that you would have through certain pieces of glass. It was something that was really important to me. Like I feel like that level of realism that you want to get in a game, all real world content you see shot on that comes through a TV screen has been shot through a piece of glass. So replicating those qualities and getting all those subtle imperfections like the certain barrel distortion, bits of chromatic aberration, getting all of those right and mimicking something true to life was really important. So that was a big thing that we did. And there are a bunch of other things as well, but I can imagine some of our tech guys like freaking out about me talking about things like streaming and whatnot, but they'll have more to say on that a little bit later on, I think.
Yeah, we are going to do an engine-specific podcast at some point where we'll get some of our tech team on and talk through some of the work we've done there. But safe to say, we are doing things in Unreal Engine 5 that literally nobody has ever done before. And yeah, I think you're witnessing it now. And if you were more technically minded, or if you were perhaps a rival game developer, you might be wondering how that was done. And lucky for you, we're a very transparent and open developer, so we will talk about that as we go. Shall we speak to Alex? Shall we carry on with the demo?
Let's do a race.
All right, so we're about to jump into the very first of our Midnight Collective street races. The way that these work, which is kind of distinct from the R1K, where the R1K, it's all about finishing position. It's all about kind of finding the perfect line, getting your best lap, getting that finishing position perfected. Here, it's still about driving fast. It's still a race, but ultimately, the person who has the most viewers is the one that wins. And the way that works is all the people that are supposedly watching this live stream, as they're watching, they're choosing which of the drivers they think is the best. So you can do that by driving fast, but you can also win those viewers over by driving stylishly. And that all combines together to give you the kind of the viewer vote, which will determine which of the drivers is ultimately the winner. So it's drive fast, drive stylishly, please the crowds, and overall you can win. Reminder, Andy, there was that question to check out the different camera angles, if you could be so kind. So we've gone from chase near, that's chase far, so a little bit further out. This is the first person interior cam. Fun thing about the interior, as you will have seen in one of our previous videos, is that we do have interior customization, so you'll be able to get your fluffy dice, which we have now paid an outsourcer to make, and you can put your toys on the dashboard, you can swap out your wheel, all that stuff, all like self-expression you can go nuts with, you'll be able to see in that first-person view. Yeah. Here's something that's going on. So one of the people in chat has put in a flare request. In this instance, it's a drift. So if Andy, as he did, responds to that request from chat, then he can earn both more viewers, which pushes him up the race leaderboard, but he also gets some money for that as well.
Oh, actually, one other thing that's worth mentioning. So, as you said at the top, Mike, very much in development build, so you'll see I'm sure you'll find lots of bugs as you're watching this. We're painfully aware of all of them. There is a lot of work happening with animation at the moment, so things like hands-on wheel and animations, smoothing out and all that sort of stuff. That's, in fact, I believe it's stuff that's already done. We're just, at the moment, we're running a slightly older build, which was the version that we showed off a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, Summer Game Fest. So yeah, this is the Summer Game Fest demo. So we took this out to LA, had like they called it a room. We might describe it more as a tent.
It was definitely a tent.
We brought in a ton of journalists. Some of them got to get hands on, but all of them experienced the demo that you're currently seeing. And we thought, you know what, wouldn't it be nice if we showed this to the world as well? And that's what we're doing right now. So in some elements there is some elements of this which are a little bit old, because when you're getting a build ready for a demo like that, you kind of have to lock it down a little bit early ahead of the event. Andy has entered overdrive mode. That's because he's been pleasing the fans so much. He's clicked both sticks together, which kicks off overdrive mode, which gives him a multiplier on all of the scores he picks up while it's active.
Perfectly clean, I'll have you know.
Get behind another racer and get in their slipstream for a speed boost.
Score's pretty close there, Andy. You ain't got this locked down.
Yeah, for reference, Andy's actually a professional race driver. He actually has a license. So the stakes are high now. You need to sort this out, mate. You need to win this.
Do you want to go to first person to do it, Andy?
No, I missed it. What it can. We'll have to do.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Perfect. stingy on purpose with the cockpit camera. So you'll have to wait and see the driver arm animation.
Oh, that was close.
Well,
that was close. That was
well,
yeah.
We like to bring the drama.
Andy very nearly blew it.
Yeah.
Who knows what happens in this demo build if you don't win the race?
That's a very good point. That's not happened yet. Okay, so is it worth? It is worth mentioning. We actually, so nostalgia is a big thing that we spend a lot of time discussing on this project. So we've had that influence a lot of things, like some of the camera choices actually that I was talking about before, but also the UI, as you can see here, is presented in this moment over this sort of retro arcade cabinet which lives inside Theo's apartment. And you'll see lots of little touches like that throughout the game, where we're thinking about the presentation being shown in a way that hopefully reminds people of the good old days.
The good old days.
Yeah.
That's a nice way of putting it. Now, Andy's not going to press the button because I've told him not to ahead of time. But on this arcade cabinet, as you can see on the old square button prompt there is a little game as well. There is a little. It's not the arcade cabinet. It's not just an aesthetic presentation. If Andy pressed square, then he would be able to play Turbo Boy, but we're going to save that. We're going to save that for a later stream, so you can fill your mind now with who knows what this arcade game would be like. All you know so far is his name's Turbo Boy. You can look forward to that in a future show. All right, Matt, if we could just dip the screen there for a second, please. We're just going to do a little bit of debug. We're going to jump forward in time. In the interest of time, we're going to skip forward around 20 minutes into the flow to show you some other stuff. And you can bring it back up now if you like, Matt. There we go. So we have what have we jumped? We at that moment we would have driven back to the villa. We'd have met Cass. We would have had the opportunity to switch to Cass, where you can play as her. We would have taken part in another R1K race before swapping back to Theo, where we would have gone to the R1K gala dinner. Now, in truth, Theo never makes it to the gala dinner. During that sequence, we join Theo as he's walking through Monaco's Casino Square, and Theo overhears a rich. Let's say arsehole. A rich arsehole talking trash about Miko, Theo's friend that died in the opening race. And Theo does something that he will later regret, which we'll see a little bit more of now. But we're now in the aftermath of that, where Theo needs to get some stuff taken care of.
No need to worry. All the photos have been scrapped from social media. Yes. Yes, and the videos. Yes. Oh, you're welcome, Your Excellency. Da, do svidania.
You're Emery. My friend said you can help me.
Please try to look like you're having fun, Theo.
I'm not having fun. This is serious.
Yes, but if you look serious, people start to wonder what's wrong. You pique their curiosity. And the fact that you secretly sought me out means you don't want them to be piqued, do you? So smile. Voila. I understand that you stole Peter Dunn's car? Head of the RIC? Oh, he's a vindictive sort, and will inevitably find a way to disqualify you and your team from the Riviera 1K, unless, of course, I ask him not to.
And why would he listen to you?
Because I have leverage. A real lifesaver when it comes to men like him.
Yeah? What kind of leverage?
Well, it wouldn't be leverage if everyone knew what it was, would it?
Yeah, okay, how much?
People don't pay me in money.
Well, I'm all out of NFTs.
They pay me with their time. And for an hour of yours, I'll throttle your little problem for you.
Weren't you Russian just like a minute ago?
I am who I need to be. Where do your parents think you are right now?
My parents? Lady, I'm a grown-ass man.
Of course you are. My car's outside. Shall we start the clock?
Cool.
Cool, Matt, and if you could just drop the feed for us here. Thank you very much. There's a little bit of content there that we're just waiting for some licensing approval. So more business reasons that we're not showing you this, but yeah, we'll just cover that for a few seconds. We've just met a new character, Emery, which I think Ben was about to wax lyrical on.
So she is played by the amazing Jane Perry, who people may be familiar with from many, many other games. She does a fantastic job of playing Emery. She's sort of this sort of calculating, quite cool character who she basically manipulates Theo, doesn't she, over the course of the game to do some fairly outrageous stuff. But they have a lovely bit of interaction here, which I think is worth just us shutting up and letting people listen to. But I think, can we bring the feedback up now?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so there's a really lovely moment here where you get your first real sort of vista reveal of Monaco. So if Andy's brave enough to change the camera a little bit, there you go. There she is. And yeah, as you go through this drive, you'll sort of get a sense as to just how crazy dense and detailed this space is. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, either way, we're not buying it. We're stealing it.
Steal it? Hey, no shit. Hey, listen, no, I can't be doing this. Right, look, I've changed my mind.
I'll be with you the whole time. You go down, I go down.
No, I can't be stealing stuff. I am a professional racing driver.
Then you know that anyone who can afford to drop that much money on a car can afford to lose it. And we're almost there now anyway.
You know I'm famous. Like you know who I am.
Let's see. What do I know about you? You were adopted by racing royalty from a life of poverty.
You might have noticed the traffic getting a little bit excited there. Yeah, we are still working on the traffic behaviour. They, as you can see, it's pretty dense. At the moment, we're not able to set traffic density per road type, so they don't know if they're on A road, B road, side road. We're actually, again, that is a thing that we're going to show you a little bit more of and get a bit of a behind the scenes on that one at some point soon. So look forward to upcoming podcasts where we talk about both traffic AI and NPC AI.
They're all quite aggro at the moment as well, aren't
they? They are, yes.
Yeah. Watch out, Andy.
They're doing a great job of making me sweat. Yeah.
And again, Andy, if you don't mind, if you just take it a little bit slow on this bit to give us an opportunity to talk a little bit about Monaco, and I guess we'll do a couple of questions as well. As you can see, we are in Monaco, which is kind of the main urban location in our game map. Not the only one. There are other cities as well, but this is certainly the largest. And it's actually a little bit larger than real-life Monaco. So we have allowed our fantastic level design team to go in and add a little bit more space where it was needed. Some of the roads in real Monaco are incredibly tight, as I can attest to on one of our research trips when I damaged the rental car. And we've allowed some changes for gameplay reasons, but more or less every road that you would be familiar with in Monaco is represented. All of the kind of key buildings, key landmarks will appear. And on the subject of buildings, I think it's worth noting as well that basically every single building in this version of Monaco has been built uniquely. This isn't a case of there are cookie cutter buildings that you'll then repeat over and over again. The environment team here has done some amazing work to honestly just bring this city to life and make it really feel like a real place. In real life Monaco, I guess because of the affluence, you do just see this like real shifting architecture from building to building, road to road. So it's been great to represent that.
Yeah, props to the technical art team actually for putting some amazing tooling together to allow that to actually happen.
That car is somewhere inside. Find it for me.
Alrighty, so I've got a question for actually Andy. This is one you can take this one, Andy. So rare opportunity to hear Andy's voice. Feel free to stop to take it if you want. So, will there be licensed body/aero kits, and can we expect things like bumper /wing/door delete?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're working with a whole host of real-world aftermarket parts creators and suppliers to make sure that you can customize the cars as your heart desires.
Something I kind of tasked Andy with, and Andy, you can blame Andy if you're unhappy with the customization options, by the way.
Under the bus I go.
But something that I tasked Andy with was to really try and explore the communities and car culture around each individual car and find the things that a fan of a specific car might really want to see. I think in the interest of perhaps economics, you might have the alternate choice would be we should choose options that can appear on as many cars as possible. We've actually not done that. A lot of our customization options are like car specific. They might only appear on one car or one maybe manufacturer of cars. The thing that I actually really love about that is when you do get a new car, there is a little bit of a discovery when you go and have a look in there and see what options are available for that particular car, which I certainly really enjoy when I'm playing it. And as I say, we don't have to blame Andy. We can thank Andy because it
I'm
really
doing my
is.
best, I promise.
Yeah.
We should probably talk a little bit about what's happening right now.
Yeah. So that we're introducing a new gameplay mechanic here. So the Land Rover we can see there is a security car, which is patrolling this luxury car park. And if we were to get into its vision cone, which you can see on the minimap, it would alert, it would pursue us, and it would say, "You're not allowed to be here. Get out!" And we would get reset to the floor above. What Andy did was pulled into one of the parking spaces. It is a BMW. As far as BMW goes, that was a bang-up parking job. And he pulled into the parking space, killed the engine. You saw Theo duck down a little bit. In our game, that means he's invisible, and that means that the AI can't see him anymore. And you'll use that to kind of end a pursuit when the security or the police are chasing you. You break line of sight; they can't see you anymore. You can hide in your car, and that kind of ends the pursuit phase. So you've got that kind of satisfying way to kind of kill it off when you're done with it.
And right now, Theo, in case you missed it during the drive, Theo's actually been tasked by Emery to find an Aston Martin Valhalla, which has got a piece of clutch tech attached to it, and she has informed him that it's somewhere in this multi-storey car park, and she's done some shenanigans to make sure that all the doors are working and he can get through. So she's on comms, and he's doing the exploration trying to find this car.
There's a question here that says, what do you mean when you call Clutch a driving game instead of a racing game? What do you mean? Well, as you can see, the game does feature racing, but the reason I do this is because I feel like when you say racing, it narrows your vision on what the game can be, because racing is one type of car-based experience. But as soon as you say driving instead of racing, that opens that up now, and the possibility of what this game could be expands. So rather than being just a racing game, it's a driving game, and anything that you might imagine yourself doing in a car, any car-based fantasy suddenly comes into play. And so we use this kind of language, and I use this with the team as much as I use it with you guys at home, but it's really about kind of expanding your vision on what the game could be, because it is ultimately bigger than just a racing game. You will spend a lot of your time racing, that is very true, but as you can see, there is a lot more to Clutch than just racing, and that's why we kind of talk about driving rather than just racing.
Smashing through a set of gates in a priceless BMW 507.
It's only 2 million. It's fine.
Not racing though.
It has a price.
It is driving.
Well, Emery should have opened the gate, shouldn't she?
So we're now in Antonella Ritchie's apartment. So it turns out the car was not in the multi-storey car park. So Theo did the logical thing and took the lift up to the penthouse.
Yeah. Well, the lift door just opened, didn't it? It almost invited him in.
And there she is, Antonella, in all her glory.
Ben did that
for herself.
I did that.
Do you want to plug your YouTube channel there?
Yeah, go watch Paint with Penrose if you ever got a spare moment. I've been told it's very relaxing.
It is. It's good viewing.
I go full Bob Ross.
He does. So yeah, I think just in the kind of sense of the narrative here, there is a constant escalation in terms of risk and peril for Theo, but hopefully, if we didn't talk over it too much, you kind of felt the same way that we intended to, which is that there wasn't really an obvious point for him to kind of back out. It was very much kind of thin end of the wedge, drip, drip, drip. He's just getting further and further and further into peril, without that obvious point where he can just be like, bailing out, going home.
There's the car.
There it is. There's the Aston Martin.
Come on, Andy, go get the car.
I'm chill. I'm Theo.
Actually, he is super chill at the moment. It's one of the things that me and the animation team are talking about is we're currently in the middle of giving him a slightly less chill walk style for the mission.
For this bit.
Yeah. So this is him if he was chilling in his apartment. In this moment, we want him to feel a little bit more like shit's about to go down.
Yeah. I guess this is a good moment to talk about on foot. And if you just hold before going for that door, Andy, maybe just walk around, check out some of the beautiful artwork in here. Because in this demo, you have seen them on foot quite a bit. I'll talk about where those opportunities are to kind of get out of the car and walk around. First of all, whenever there was a car-based fantasy where it made sense, we wanted to do it. So you've seen it at the car meet. You can walk around the car showrooms. You can walk around the villa. When you're customizing your car, you can be on foot. Whenever there's a moment where in real life it kind of feels like that's where the fantasy is. It's being on your feet outside of the car so you can truly experience it. We wanted to fulfill that. And then there are a couple of moments like the one we're in at the moment where the story kind of required us to separate you from the car that you came with for a moment. In here, we took that opportunity to have you explore Antonella's apartment, learn a little bit more about her and the, well, as you'll soon discover, the peril that you're in. But the truth is, you don't actually spend that much time on foot really in this game. I wanted to mention that just because we've had those two moments relatively close together here. But it doesn't actually happen that often. Right, let's see what's through this door.
What the hell is this? Some sort of torture room. Oi! Have you got me stealing from the fucking mafia?
Try to keep your head, Theo.
Is that what you said to the last guy that did you a favor?
Relax. This won't trace back to you. Just get to the car. It's in the next room.
Emery?
Not to rush you, but looks like security are on their way up.
Security? It's locked down. There's no way out.
Get that car. It's the only way.
A little bit of help, Emery.
That car has a harpoon, remember? Use it, and then jump.
Jump? Are you insane?
It's the only way. Now, Theo.
I ain't jumping, Emery. You better find another way.
There isn't one. They'll be here any second. There's a road on the hill across the valley. With enough speed, you'll make it. The Mafia don't mess around. You are going off that roof, one way or another, Theo.
So, a reminder, as much as we have recovered this Aston Valhalla, the real thing Emery wanted was the harpoon. The car was just the Happy Meal toy that came with it. But the real thing she was after is this experimental clutch tech.
That's a good Happy Meal toy.
It's my pick. So we've done it. We've managed to get ourselves out of the apartment. We've launched ourselves from the roof. We've used the harpoon to safely reach the road on the valley across the way. But we've got some attention on us. We created a bit of noise in doing it, and we've now found ourselves in a high-speed pursuit. I'll take this moment to mention. The feature's called High Speed Pursuits, and this isn't a stealth game. There was no version of this where you could have avoided the absolute chaos, and each of these missions does kind of always end in chaos, because this kind of game, that's where it's at its most fun, when you're foot to the floor, tearing it up across the map, everybody chasing you. That's the better outcome than the, I snuck out and no one spotted me, which doesn't give you that same payoff. Nicely done, Andy. So what we saw there was kind of there's a few of these in the world. So Andy's got the harpoon attached at the moment, and you can use it if you wanted to, Andy. Maybe use it on that car in front of you.
Here.
Yeah, you could use it if you want, mate.
I'll get the next one.
Okay. How about use it now, Andy? Use it. Better use the thing with demo in it. So at this point, Andy can point that anywhere. He has free aim, and he can aim at anything he wants. It always is behaving under the same physics system as the cars in the game. It lives in the same physical world as the cars. What we saw in that corner was a kind of helper from one of our designers, which just helps you with the aiming. That is not a completely canned moment. If you mess up the timing on that, it will spin out the car. It's still operating under the same physics it always is. If there's a car in the way when you're doing it, it won't work. You'll hit the other car and it'll fail. So there's a helper on there to help you out with aiming, but you're still operating under the same physics that you're always operating under. From this point, you've now unlocked this harpoon. It came on this car. You are, if you choose, able to attach it to any of your cars. One more moment here, Andy. There we go.
Nailed it, sir. Well done. As we said, the AI are quite aggressive at the moment, so coming through that moment unscathed is actually quite impressive.
Excellent work, Theo.
Holy shit! What the hell, man?
Relax. Let us take it from here. Once things have calmed down, we'll take you home.
I should say that is obviously a lorry organised by Emery. Theo did not just harpoon himself onto a rando.
A very good point to mention. Oh, look at that! There's a QR code. You can scan that if you want, and then you can wishlist this game. So if you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, why not scan that and head over to your platform store of choice and hit that wishlist button. Are we going to reboot this? Are we?
Wasn't planned to, but that was Can we reboot?
Yeah. The save game will work, right?
I don't. Give me 1 second.
All right, we'll talk. Get that back up because there's a few questions here that I think will be easy to answer if we have game. Right. So let's see what we've got from over on the Discord. How is the progression in terms of ramping up car speed and general economy? So the progression through the R1K does move you from slower cars into faster cars as you work your way through. And so yes, that. There is a progression there. Some of that as well is really, really nice. We didn't touch on it, did we? But some of those races are calling back on something Ben said earlier about this being a thing that has this being an institution that has kind of real history and texture to it. Some examples of that are like the heritage races, where it's actually the race that Cass would have done that we skipped over, which maybe we didn't need to skip it. Probably could have done it actually. But that's a race that has been part of the R1K since the 1970s. And when you go to it, all of the cars are still liveried up as though it's the exact same cars that have been racing in this thing every year since the 1970s.
So those livery designs look like the versions of those teams as they would have presented themselves in like the 80s or the 70s, whenever that car was made. Yeah, it's a cool touch.
There was a question there about economy, which I think was attached to that. I think, if when we paused it, you may have seen the player wallet. We've debugged a load of cash here, so it's not the amount of money that you would have at this point in the game. But we are intending that you kind of build a connection with the car that you drive, that you kind of really kind of have a real sense of ownership, and you probably spend quite a long time in each of the cars that you purchase. So I think the economy is designed towards that end, that you probably aren't going to own every single car in the game, at least not for a little while. And the intention really is you're kind of getting to really know the cars. They do all have very kind of unique characters and vehicle handling characteristics, which are tuned per car. We have already recorded a podcast which goes into some detail on that, which we'll be dropping next week. So look out for that one. We'll go into some detail on kind of the work we've done to each of the cars. But I think that's why when you've bought a car, you're going to want to spend a bit of time with it. You're going to want to see what those unique customization options are for that car, and honestly really get a sense of how it drives, because they do all have a really nice character, and I think you'll really enjoy spending a bit of time with them. Okay, we've got one from live chat. What languages will be supported in the game? Why have you put that bloody question through? We have got English for sure. We definitely have French, German, Italian, Spanish, more as well, I'm sure. I'm looking for help. Help me. So I don't know why that question came through there, but I feel like I've been gotcha'd. Will the game have adjustable assist and accessibility settings, and how deep will it go? So it's just put under the message over the bloody. got some new people helping us out on this today. Accessibility and assist settings. Yes, so you will be able to customize all of those. Exactly how we ship this, we haven't actually decided. So the current setup of it is each car you get kind of behaves like that car would behave in real life. So if it's a car that would have had traction control turned on by default, then it is. If it's a car that wouldn't have that because it didn't exist when that car was made, that's the way that it works. And that's kind of cool because it feels kind of authentic to those cars, but might be something that is not great for accessibility and makes it a little bit hard in certain cases. So we're still toying around with that. But ultimately, even if that is the way that you get it as we ship it, you'll still be able to customize it and add traction control to a car that would not have had that in the period that it was released. I'm hearing from the chat, when the thing that was just put on the screen there, that chat are going crazy for the house. So let's walk around it a little bit and take it in. So yeah, this is it. This is Theo and Cass's pad.
Oh, can I do a shout out? If you look at the TV, well, not the TV, but the poster next to the TV, the R1K one up there, that was done by my wife.
Is she watching?
Yeah, she might be watching. Hi, Laura. Yeah, lovely work, mate. But yeah, if you go for a bit of a spin outside as well, actually, there's a very lovely pool as well there, which at some point will allow Theo to swim in. But
there's a fun development story here. So, so from the very first version of this villa, it had a pool, and I was looking at that going, this is absolute hubris. How stupid are these guys putting a pool on the side of this house? Because if there is a pool, then it's an obvious player desire that you need to be able to go walk in that pool. And I mean, you can show the current implementation if you want, and it's not finished.
Done it, so this is
well, in some ways, that was the same way that Turbo Boy happened, right?
It is actually.
We put an arcade cabinet in his house, thinking this was a nice, cool little prop.
And
then Mike was like, "Well, you'll have to make a game for that now. It's got to be."
Yeah, you can't just be going dropping an arcade cabinet and not having a game on it. So at the moment, like for example, there's no swim animation. Is clothes don't get wet. But I felt it was absolute hubris putting this next to the villa, an entirely optional thing. No one forced him to do it. But once it's there, then obviously I need to be able to walk the character in it. The clothes need to get wet. It needs to leave wet footprints on the floor. Equally, well, what happens when I get the car in it? Which you can do. And so these guys, by putting the pool on the side of the house, sign themselves up for absolutely loads of work to support it. And I thought it was a very silly include. I felt like you could have just skipped all that by not having the pool.
We'll do it. He'll get wet. He'll swim around. Well, he'll wade around and he'll get wet.
But most importantly, you can bounce around the flamingo float. That's key requirement.
Of course.
Done.
There's a question here about clutch tech. So
should we go for a drive?
Can we learn more about clutch tech?
We can.
So we're not going to reveal them all just yet. There are 6 clutch techs. Obviously, we've just unlocked the harpoon. What I will say about them is they all exist in the same physical world as the cars, and that is kind of something that I've been very insistent on throughout the development of the game. That the clutch techs they should feel like they aren't like this kind of bit. They're not magic. There's not some immersion breaking powers there. They should feel like they could have been built by the same engineering minds that made the cars on which they're attached. And to that end, they behave with the same physics that the cars do as well. And that leads to a place which I really like on a gameplay level, which is when you're using them, and this is true for all of them, but it's true for the harpoon that Andy has equipped at the moment. They're not pre-canned outcomes. You're firing it off, and it's giving an impulse that is physically accurate, and then the outcome of that is what it is. And sometimes that's going to look really awesome, and it's going to feel like this incredible Hollywood moment. And sometimes you're absolutely going to stack it, and you're going to absolutely ruin the moment for yourself. What that leads to, I think, is a much more satisfying outcome. When you're under pressure, you're driving at speed, and you're thinking, can I just try and pull this off? And you press that button. When it works, you feel like an absolute hero. When it doesn't work, that's still kind of funny. But then the moments are kind of not pre-canned. They are still physics driven. It is, like I say, all exists in the same world as our cars. And I would hope as well, in play doesn't feel like it is that immersion breaking thing. Because we've really kind of done a bit of work there to make sure they feel like they belong in this world. And equally, like any upgrade for the cars, like you choose your loadout. There's 6. You can have up to 3 of them applied at a time, and that then gives you the choices in how you can combo those together. And there are kind of fun ways that they can combo together. But yeah, kind of up to you once you've unlocked them how you utilize those and you build out your loadout. There's a question about co-op. We're discussing co-op, are we? It says speak to co-op only. Thanks for the warning. Thanks for the note there. They don't want me going too far off script. This game does feature online co-op, 2 players. 1 player plays as Theo, the other plays as Cass. The tutorial at the start is single player only, so you'll have to kind of just work through that on your own. After that, for the entire rest of the campaign, you can play online co-op. I'm not going to go into the details of it as much as I usually do, let my mouth run with me, but there are some really, really fun and intricate bits of co-op design throughout the game, which we are very, very proud of. But I'm going to save those for a later moment, and also it will absolutely ruin the story if I do it now. So I'm going we are working to do a spoiler-free version of that mission that you're currently thinking about, Ben, so that we can show that without completely ruining that big plot twist later on in the story.
These questions are fun.
Final fun questions. What's the coolest thing in it? Well, that's dead easy. What's the coolest thing in the game? It's very obviously Little Sims.
Actually, that is true.
Of all the people I've met, Little Sims is the coolest. I think as a person, she is very exceptionally cool, given that that's the wording in the question. The performance she gives to the character is at times breathtaking, and I can't wait for you guys to get to know her a little bit more. And what do you think the coolest thing in the game is?
The cool. What is the coolest thing in the game? I think it's the world we've built, man. Like, it's a great space to make this kind of game. The driving roads are epic. We spent a bunch of time, right, doing some awesome research trips with the team where we went and saw this stuff for real, and came back just massively inspired. And I'm super proud of what we've been able to build as a play space. I think people are going to have a ton of fun with it.
Okay, next question. How did you make such a good-looking game with such a small team? Well, first of all, thank you for noticing that the game is good-looking, because we think it is too, and we are very proud of it. I will just remind everybody, we are a long way from release. This is, I think, for us and the games we might have shown you in a past life. This is very early to be showing things. This is
correct.
Far earlier than we ever would have done it previously. You have seen some rough edges in this that have certainly made us wince slightly as we go through. Yeah, exactly. But thank you for acknowledging that it does look pretty good, doesn't it? It's all right. You've said it's a small team. I don't know.
It's a medium-sized.
It's a medium-sized team. Yeah. We aren't.
But it is a great team.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. The number of people is not really the measure of what you can achieve, right? It's the kind of the talent and capability of those particular individuals. And at Maverick, we have got an exceptional team with very talented individuals, and we have been able to do some things that have never been done before, and I think we've been able to put together a game that we are genuinely very proud of. But yeah, I think ultimately the quality of everything you're seeing here is a product of the caliber and the talent of the team here at Maverick. So all credit to those guys. I'm sure some of them are watching. So if you're watching, guys, well done. That guy saying it looks good, he's speaking to you. What else we got here? Why is the Fiat Multipla the greatest car of all time? The way we phrase this, which you'll see in an upcoming pod, is the new question. I'm gonna throw this one to Andy, actually.
Come on, Andy.
So, Andy, why is the Fiat Multipla the best car in the world?
Tell me why it isn't the greatest car in the world.
No, you can't get out of it like that, mate.
No, I mean, it's. Hasn't it just become the most legendary meme at Maverick? It's got so much character.
I mean, you can get an entire podcast studio inside. Well, that's a pretty cool reason.
That's it.
And space to spare. Like we could fit, you could probably fit another person here.
Just about.
We're not using the boot.
Yeah. And also, it probably was the most Maverick choice that we could have done right. Expect the unexpected.
It's just got loads of cubby holes and stuff. It's got loads of places where you can put things.
Yeah. And look at this. It's in the back seat.
Every day's an adventure in this thing.
If we slam this shut, yeah. So we're in the back seat here, where typically that's where the children would go. It does have this little ashtray here, though.
Italian children are different, aren't they?
It's very unusual, isn't it? I'll tell you one of the reasons it's not the best car in the world, and that's certainly not for the smell, because despite the full cleaning job we did on this thing, it does still have a bit of a.
It's a work in progress.
A bit of a musk, doesn't it?
There's a lovely view of Monaco over here, Andy.
Just out this way here, yeah.
Oh, there she is. Look at that. Ooh.
All this bonus content you're getting there.
When can we see the full map? Question there. The answer is not today. But if you want to jump in a car, can you see the map from when you're on foot? Does it work?
You want me to open the map?
Yeah, do it. Oh, that's enough. Close enough.
Okay.
Oh, right. Okay. So that very much not the full map that you just saw there. That is an absolute tiny snippet of map. So we'll show the full map at some point. I imagine we'll probably do that fairly close to release. But we'll do more of these streams. So I think no doubt someone's will have probably screenshotted that. So you've got a snip now, and then further shows you'll be able to jigsaw those together and start to build it out. But we're not going to show it all just yet, because we have a lot of secrets still to show, a lot of things that we are frankly still working on that we need to get finished before we show you. But it's a big old map. There is a lot to explore. There's a lot to see and do.
You better finish this off, otherwise Mike's going to feature creep this to.
Keep going, Mike. Keep going.
What can we commit to now on live on air? Right. Okay. I guess before we do that, there's no other questions that we need to get on just yet, unless I'm going to give it 5 seconds for them to chuck a question at me. All right. They've chosen not to, so don't blame me. I'm not the one pulling the questions from the chat. Blame those guys. I'm sorry. Hope you enjoyed that. You'll be seeing a lot more from us. This is but stream 1. We will be doing many more. We'll go on a full tour of everything that the game has to offer. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you've really enjoyed this. I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, then please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow us on all of our channels. I now have to ask people to wishlist, which is new for us. I guess there's a thing there on the screen. I can see it says wishlist now. There's probably something in the comments there to go in there. What is it? The description. The description. Click on there. Go and wishlist it. Apparently, it's really important to us that you wishlist it. So please, it's genuinely. It would mean a lot to me. It'll make me really happy. I'm not 100% sure what happens when you wishlist something. I don't think it costs you any money. It doesn't cost you any money. Just go click that button, and then that'll make us all a bit happier, and it'll make doing this that much more worthwhile. All right, I think that's it from us. So thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you all soon. Goodbye. Love you all.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.